It is true that legroom on passenger planes may seem to be getting smaller and smaller, but those aircraft are actually getting bigger and bigger. Airbus, Boeing, and other aviation companies are constructing aircraft that are larger than ever before. You're watching your favorite YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about world's top 10 biggest passenger planes in the world. So, make sure to watch the video till the end, and if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, so you won't miss any future videos we upload. Number 10. Airbus Maverick. Airbus has brought us plenty of quality aircraft to date, many of which we have flown in, so their Maverick aircraft for validation and experimentation of robust innovative controls makes sense. The Maverick looks like it can cut right through the wind foregoing turbulence altogether, but its design is pretty hard to miss because the entire aircraft looks like one giant wing and a missing fuselage. We all know that humans are creatures of habit and hate deviating from many of the designs we are used to, so the Maverick is a pretty big risk for the company if tickets go on sale. Tomorrow, chances are for every person waiting in line to buy one, two more would avoid it, but on the other hand, the blended wing design means a drastic reduction in fuel consumption and carbon emissions, both of which are always good for us. As well as allowing for smoother airflow over the plane, the Maverick's two engines are now attached directly to the rear stabilizer, rather than resting underneath the wings. Number 9. Airbus A340-600. With the aim of taking all of the attention away from the earlier generations of the Boeing 747, the Airbus A340-600 took its first flight in April 2001 with Virgin Atlantic. With a maximum range of 7,900 nautical miles and 4 Rolls-Royce Trent 500 engines, providing 56,000 out of the 60,000 pounds of thrust, this giant passenger plane is an ultra-long-haul eater. They all offer, which means a longer on-wing life. It was a bold choice for Airbus to finally opt for 4 engines, instead of the typical large 2, but it allowed for an incredibly attractive prospect for carriers at the time, because it allowed for a 13% reduction in maintenance costs. With the A340-600, you can reach remote areas around the world without stopping due to its maximum range. We're talking about longer flights across oceans and mountain ranges without stopping for fuel, and more direct routes mean more revenue for airlines. Number 8. Monster Jumbo. The concept plane is affectionately referred to as a Monster Jumbo and was created by Phil Pauling, an award-winning software company known for its eccentric and sometimes quirky digital solutions. Most of us have been inside of a jumbo jet, but one designer has taken that concept and pushed it to the next level. As a result, their next big thing is definitely big. The Monster Jumbo is a dual-wing commercial airliner with 4 decks, so that as many passengers as possible can be crammed in as humanly or perhaps inhumanly as possible. Jumbo jets are only getting larger, but the Monster Jumbo is something else, and it'll be challenging to compete with, as it can carry 1,500 passengers at once and travel halfway across the world without refueling. The Monster Jumbo, if it goes into production, will be the largest plane in the world by a long shot. Sharing an airplane with that many people may seem daunting, but what really matters is its fuel economy. Number 7. Boeing 777-300. In 1995, the Boeing 777-300 was released at the Paris Air Show, and major assembly began in 1997, when the plane rolled out and took its first flight. By being 20 feet longer and measuring 242 feet, the 777-300 took notes from her predecessors and kicked things up a notch. In addition to carrying 299 passengers across 4 classes, she has a wingspan of 212 feet and a height of just over 18 feet. She also had a ground maneuvering camera for taxiing, a tail skid to rotate, and a semi-levered main gear that allowed her to have a maximum takeoff weight of 324 tons. Additionally, the plane is powered by Rolls-Royce engines in a tri-class layout, which is much heavier than its predecessor. Originally, Boeing wanted to deliver 170 of their 777-300s and produce about 30 of them by 2002 to replace their earlier 747s, since these new models used a third of the fuel and had a 40% reduction in maintenance costs. Number 6. The Spruce Whale. The Spruce Whale is an insane concept plane that looks to replicate the size and look of a whale and slap some wings on it. Randy Almendra came up with this concept, and it definitely offers a glimpse into the future of aviation. As a result of the design's futuristic nature, the necessary materials for such a huge plane don't even exist yet, and the technology necessary to fly likely won't be available until many years from now. Therefore, even if the spruce whale does come to fruition, Almendra will not be alive to witness it. So how does something like this come about? In its place of a fuselage, the spruce whale, which looks like a half dirigible, will be powered by helium to keep it afloat and move forward, and even more outrageous is that its rear-mounted energy converter module will be used to harvest the wind's energy, which means it will be able to produce even more output as it flies higher and farther. My gratitude goes out to that foreign Boeing 777-9 that is 250 feet and 9 inches long if the spruce whale is ever created. Number 5. Boeing 747-400. This plane is the original variant of their 747, with an increased wingspan, winglets, new and improved engines, and a glass cockpit that eliminated the need for flight engineers. Featuring a stretched upper deck of the 747-300, it was so popular it was built in 442 units. The 747-400 is quite literally a record-breaking plane, being the first to fly a distance of 700 nautical miles over a 20-hour and 9-minute period in 1989 for Qantas, but the 747-400 has some tremendous staying power, and as of 2014, it was the fastest heavyweight flight between London and Sydney. The plane weighs nearly 900,000 pounds at takeoff and is 232 feet long. This is one of Boeing's major development feats for the 747 series, as it can accommodate up to 416 passengers in its 3-class configuration, 525 in the 2-class configuration, and 660 in the all-economy configuration. A Boeing 747-400 from British Airways was one of the main operators of the 400, and the airline broke another record when it rode the jet stream linked to the Storm Sierra and broke the subsonic speed record from New York to London in 4 hours and 56 minutes. Number 4. The Boeing 777-9. It is the world's largest and longest twin-engine commercial aircraft. With a capacity of 425 passengers for long-haul flights of up to 7,200 nautical miles at a time, she will cover about a third of the world's circumference. Each 777 has a capacity of 425 passengers. With its retractable wings, 9 complete is the largest composite structure in the world. The General Electric GE9X engines, the most powerful engines ever attached to a commercial aircraft, can generate about 105,000 pounds of thrust. Clearly, the 777-9 from Boeing has a lot going for it, but while there is much to look forward to in the near future, it has been kept on the shelf during one of its test flights due to some slight delays. There was an uncommented pitch event in 2020 that halted all Federal Aviation Administration certifications, but frequent flyers are looking forward to the 777-9 hitting the skies in 2024. She'll be hard to miss when that happens. Number 3. Boeing 747-8. The Boeing 747-8 does a great wide-body airliner that first took to the skies in 2010. It is the largest version of the 747 and is a direct competitor to the Airbus A3XX double-decker plane. In 2020, the 777X747 dethroned the 747-8 for lengthening its fuselage to 250 feet, making it the longest airliner of all time. There is, however, a greater amount of fuel in the wings than there was in the previous 747s, with thicker and deeper wings, wider rigged wingtips, and a more robust and efficient engine, the General Electric GE9X turbofan. With a maximum weight of around 975,000 pounds, this 747 became incredibly popular, and 3 variations were soon made. It is the heaviest Boeing airliner. As of May 2022, the presidential version, crafted specifically for Air Force One, as well as the freighter version, will be launched. It is capable of carrying up to 467 passengers in a 3-class configuration over 790 nautical miles. 155 firm orders were placed for the 747-8's intercontinental variation, 48 of which were passenger aircraft. Production of the 747 should end that same year when Atlas Air receives the final 74-77-8. That will truly mark the end of an era, but it will also pave the way for Boeing's next big and better aircraft. Number 2. The Airbus A380-800. The Airbus A380-800 is a wide-body airliner built to challenge the dominant Boeing 747 in both size and long-haul capabilities, and officially became the largest passenger airliner in the world. When it entered service in 2007 for Singapore Airlines, the project began back in 1988 and required tens of billions of dollars and plenty of test flights before the A380-800 was ready to go. It has seating for 525 passengers and a maximum certified capacity for a full 853 passengers and is equipped with either 4-engine Alliance GP7200s or Rolls-Royce Trent 900 engines that give her a max range of 8,000 nautical miles and 239 feet long. The A380-800 is 40% larger than the world's second largest passenger plane, and by 2020, she has completed nearly 1 million flights over 7.3 million block hours, with 0 fatalities or hull losses, making her one of the safest options out there. And, as of June 2022, there are 239 aircraft in the service of 16 operators worldwide. She's also equipped with some of the best avionics in the business, the likes of which were first used in military aircraft like the Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor and the Lightning II, which are some of the most powerful jet fighters in the world. So not only is it the biggest passenger plane, but the Airbus A380-800 really has the best passenger plane in the world. Number 1. Antonov An-225 Mriya. There is only one Antonov An-225 Mriya in existence, so it is truly one of the most special aircraft ever built. It was designed by the Antonov Design Bureau of the Soviet Union as a strategic cargo airlift aircraft in the 1980s. After flying a number of successful military missions for 8 years, it was refurbished and reintroduced into commercial operations, carrying oversized payloads for Antonov Airlines. As a result of its amazing design, I was inspired to design a second airframe similar to it. However, construction halted after it proved too expensive and interest in something so large began to diminish by 2009. A second aircraft was only 60% complete when it fell by the wayside. With a maximum takeoff weight of 750 short tons, the Antonov An-225 Mriya holds several aviation records, including the largest wingspan of any aircraft in operational service because of its overall oversized design. In an incredibly sad turn of events, people will be coming from far and wide to watch the Antonov An-225 Mriya arrive and depart after gaining a fair amount of public attention and eventually even a global following. That's all for today's video, guys. Tell us your views in the comments section, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. See you in the next video. Until then, best wishes.